Now at 10, food, music, and the arts. Joplin's annual Neighborhood Music Festival is back. Plus, an elementary school in McDonald County gets real-world lessons. And hundreds of high school students head to the campus of MSSU for STEM Discovery Day.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Joplin's favorite neighborhood concert festival is back for another year. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Anthony Saviello. Porch Fest returns this weekend. 5 city blocks in North Heights, Joplin will become an outdoor concert. The stages are people's homes and the audience will be sitting in the street. Planning for Porch Fest starts in July with getting city permits and contacting vendors. The neighborhood is ready to jam out this weekend.
You have the crowds right there. It's really personable with and so it makes it more fun. And also with Porch Fest is designed to get people outside and interacting with each other with music.
Porch Fest continues tomorrow morning. Be on the lookout for all the bands on our website. That's KOAMNewsNow.com. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be another warm one for us really all week long. We're going to have another mild night for us tonight. Temperatures are going to drop back into the mid-60s. The heat is going to stick around over the weekend. Remember, we should be topping out right around 75. So this is a good chunk above mid to upper 80s as we go into the weekend. 80s to start next week, but we do have some rain chances and maybe a little bit cooler as we go through the middle of the week. Not tonight, nothing going on, so no rain for us. Let me walk you through the weekend. We're going to start 65-ish on Saturday morning. Plenty of sunshine, 86 for an afternoon high, so very consistent to what we have seen. Will we see changes on Sunday? No, we will not. We'll be right back up into the mid-80s, but we're going to talk about those rain chances here in a bit.
Doug, see you soon. Well, in McDonald County today, White Rock Elementary School hosted Rock Your School Day today. Each classroom featured its own unique theme, such as a coffee shop, a flower shop, or even a police station, designed to incorporate fun strategies into lesson plans. This year, the school wanted to help educate the students about local businesses and their importance.
Felt like it was something that's really relatable nowadays. It seems to be something that the kids think is trendy and fun. And I felt like there were a lot of ways that we could incorporate it, like measuring and using coffee beans for different things as manipulatives for math.
The concept of Rock Your School was introduced to the nation by Get Your Teach On. Staff members felt inspired after attending a conference to bring the day to McDonald County. Missouri Southern State University welcomed 200 students to their campus for a STEM Discovery Day. The purpose is to prepare and inform high school students about career fields involving science, technology, engineering, and math. Students participated in different sessions, including a forensics lab, a liquid nitrogen ice cream lab, and more.
It kind of helps, like, seeing all the different insides of body parts kind of helped to see if I'd actually be able to handle it or something in the future.
I think a lot of students don't realize how interconnected the STEM fields are, and so because you're really interested in this one area, you're probably going to have to take classes in others.
The STEM Day also included sessions about genetics, microbiology, and environmental health. Friday Night Lights means here in the 4 states coming up. Ryan has highlights from our Game of the Week. But up first, the past comes alive as the annual Pioneer Harvest Fiesta kicks off in Fort Scott. Well, the Pioneer Harvest Fiesta brings history to life in Fort Scott with demonstrations of farming practices from the late 1800s to early 1900s. Visitors can see everything from a massive 1915 steam traction engine powering a threshing machine to a working sawmill cutting logs into boards to corn shellers and wagon scales once used in everyday farm life. The festival also features live music and vendors and a showcase of antique tractors and hit-and-miss engines.
We're actually like the kids that were here. We had the elementary school kids here, and this is like the highlight of their fall in school. They get to come out here and actually watch these things happen. And, you know, they have a kick out of it. You know, we get to go out and on a field trip and watch something. And what is this thing and how does that work? and you get to explain it to them.
This is the 69th year for Fort Scott's Pioneer Harvest Fiesta Week. Well, it's time to paint the city blue for Miami High School homecoming. Miami's Main Street closed today from between 1 and 4 p.m. for the homecoming parade. Storefronts, yards, and windows were decked out in blue, and the War Dog spirit was on full display. Families lined the street to cheer on the floats, the band, and even catch some candy tossed out for the kids. Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast, and a little later, Ryan, Ben, and the rest of the KOAM sports team bring you all the action from the gridiron all around the 4 states. Friday Night Football is coming up.
Well, of course, all week long we had temperatures mid to upper 80s, well above our average high for this time of the year. We've also been dry, so I consider it very boring weather. Some of you guys enjoy it, but that's what we're going to see tonight. Just very calm conditions, pretty much clear skies, not a whole bunch going on. The only difference this weekend is we're going to have a light southerly wind. There was a light breeze today, but a little more as we go into Saturday afternoon, maybe a south wind 10 to 15 or so. Mid 60s to kick off your Saturday. Let me take you to the noon hour. Low to mid 80s, and then very consistent. I think most of us mid 80s. 86 in Stockton, 84 in Anderson, Miami 85. Let's go 84 in Fredonia. Let me take you into Saturday night. Clear skies again. Lower 60s. Sunday afternoon, we warm right back up. 85, 86, 87 degrees. I do want you to notice Sunday night into Monday morning, we finally have some rain popping up. Now, it's going to stay northwest of us, but it's that system that is going to give us some rain chances early next week. Weekend's going to be dry, 86s, mild nights, well above that average high for this time of the year. Here's the reason why. So we've had this ridge of high pressure kind of sitting right on top of us. Until this breaks down, we can't get any of this rain out to the west to push in, but that high will slowly break down a bit as we go into early next week. All right, let's jump into Monday. So this line right here is our cold front or cooler front. Doesn't really have cold air behind it. And then scattered afternoon thunderstorms with a little tropical moisture from the Gulf gets up in here late on Monday. This is not going to be widespread, very hit and miss, but the chances are going to be there. Let me take you into about the middle of the day on Tuesday. You can see the wind barbs switch to the north. So that front's on top of us. Scattered showers on Tuesday. Again, not super widespread, but they're going to be out there. And then look at this. We're looking at upper 70s for highs by Wednesday, which is going to be fantastic. May get a little bit more rain, try to skirt back in as we go into Thursday, which we need some rain. We haven't really seen any for about a week, so it'd be nice to see. And temperatures stay a little bit cooler as we go through the second half of the week. Let's look upstairs in the atmosphere. This is at 500 millibars of pressure, roughly 18,000 feet. Here goes our system Monday and Tuesday. Everything after this now is our new pattern, so we can find out the cycle length and then figure out exactly what kind of weather we are going to get for the winter, spring, and then into next summer. 86 is over the weekend, 85 Monday, 83 Tuesday, but upper 70s as we go through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Doug, thanks. Well, we're out of here and turning over the studio to the KOAM sports team. Friday night action straight ahead.
Cool.
You're watching 4 State Friday Night, proudly sponsored by Sticklin & Sticklin Law Firm, GN Bank, Crockett, and Neosho County Community College.
Welcome into week 6 of the 4 States Friday Night. I'm sports director Ryan Blank, live in the KOAM studio. This week had it all once again. More rivalries renewed and big-time matchups that'll definitely impact playoff and championship aspirations. But let's start with Joplin as the Eagles return to Junk Stadium to clash with Carthage in our KOAM Game of the Week. Tigers have won 4 of the last 5 matchups against Joplin, including last year's double overtime victory. Tigers start on offense. First play of the game, Zane Browning, he'll take it himself through the heart of the Eagle defense and down to the 45-yard line. Great start for Carthage, and they ride that momentum all the way down to the goal line. Browning, he'll be in shotgun. He's going to take it himself once again, and he's going to go up the gut and into the end zone for the first points of the game. Carthage leads 7-0. Daniel Rose, he's back in at quarterback for Joplin. He faces a third down and long on the Eagles' first drive, and he'll find Trent McCadney on the slant for the first down, but the Eagles' drive would stall. Tigers back with possession for the start of the second quarter. Browning now looking to throw. He's going to launch it deep, and he's got wide open Jack Carlton, who takes it down to the 10-yard line. Carlton's looking to make this a 2-score game. Tigers run the Wildcat, but the ball is loose, and Joplin recovers the fumble. Eagles keep this one close, but ultimately the Tigers come out on top, 28-21. Webb City, winners of 3 in a row, back at Cardinal Stadium to take on Republic. Webb leads by 7 at half. On the kickoff, Ben Rice forces a fumble, but Republic is able to dive on it to remain on offense. Almost a big momentum swing there. Tigers take it all the way down the goal line, and it's a quarterback keeper for Preston McCracken, and he'll take it into the end zone. Republic would miss the extra point, so the Cardinals still lead by 1. On Webb City's next drive, Braden Strickland, he's going to face some trouble, faces some pressure, but he'll pitch it to Mason Williams, who carves his way through the Tiger defense, juking, spinning, stiff-arming defenders, making his way into Republic territory. The Cardinals would get into the red zone. Strickland once again, he's going to pitch it to who else? There's nobody else he can go to. He's going to pitch it to his guy, Mason Williams. Take it down to the pylon. Wait for it. Touchdown. Webb City takes the 8-point lead, but the Tigers come back in this one, scoring 14 unanswered and take down the Cardinals, 27-21. It's the latest edition of the battle for the Silver Tiger between Nevada and Lamar at the home of the Tigers in Nevada. Both teams came out fired up for this Big 8 conference rivalry. The stands were packed on both sides. Nevada with the ball. Quarterback Kellen Braden scrambles. Backfield trying to pass. Lamar's Taron Williams darts in and forces him down for the sack, and they're forced to punt. Lamar's turned 4th down. Nevada defense steps up. Jaden Moore is brought down for a loss and a turnover on downs. Late in the first half, Lamar quarterback Clayton Powell drops back to pass to Williams. Mason Majors picks off the ball near the goal line, and he's going to return it over 50 yards deep into enemy territory. Nevada set up deep in Lamar's side of the field. On the next play, Nevada's Will Jackson takes a handoff. He cuts his way through the Lamar defense to eventually score the game's first points on this touchdown run. Lamar was on the march again late in the second quarter, with Moore breaking away on the left side for one of the largest offensive gains of the half. Big play there, looking to score and tie this one up before half. Then on 4th down with less than 10 seconds to go, Powell's pass is incomplete in the end zone, intended for Dominic Gordon, but the Nevada defense holds on for the 4th time in the half, forcing another turnover on downs. Nevada takes down Lamar for the second straight year, keeping the Silver Tiger with a 27-7 win. Only 3 games from the Show Me State, but they did not disappoint. That's just a taste of what we have on the show. When we return on the 4 States Friday night, we will take a look at more games across the 4 States area, including Pittsburgh, Lebec County, and a homecoming battle in Miami between the War Dogs and Wagner. So stay tuned.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We
2 minutes.
the store.
Welcome back to the 4 States Friday night. We had rivalries renewed, big-time matchups in Missouri, but what about Kansas and Oklahoma? How is the action in the Sunflower in the Sooner State? Well, let's find out, starting with the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons back at Hutch Field for the second straight week, playing the Paola Panthers. Purple Dragons coming off a win over Fort Scott, looking for their 3rd win in 4 years over the Panthers. Let's go to the first quarter. It's going to be 4th and goal for Paola. Mason Stein rolling to his right, trying to evade pressure. He'll heave it towards the end zone, and Sasha Pichnenko makes a leaping touchdown grab. Panthers strike first. Ensuing kickoff, Landon Profit hauls in the short kick. He's got room to run, stiff-arming a defender before being brought down inside Paola territory. Dragons trying to take advantage of the field position. 4th down. Jamarcus Davis can't hold on to the snap. Rylan Grandin recovers a fumble for the Panthers. Paola back in the red zone. Stein with the give to Bodai Shea, who barrels his way into the end zone, extending Paola's lead to 12-0. Later in the half, another goal-to-go situation for the Panthers. Stein with the quick hitter to Shea, and he gets to the sideline, tight ropes, and dives for his second score in this one. Still in the first half, 3rd down for Paola. Stein's facing pressure again, looking downfield. He'll heave it downfield, but Cortland Jones, he's there to swat it away to force the punt, but the Panthers pick up the road win, 33-21 the final. Lebec County and Fort Scott clashing at Lucas Field, both teams eyeing bounce-back wins. Starting things off, Labette's Aaron Wyrick throws a pass to Barrett Heston, who makes a dangerously close catch right in front of Fort Scott's Shy Kennedy, almost turning that one into an interception, but what a catch. Pressure builds on Wyrick in this play. He faces a strong rush, and he's going to ultimately be brought down by the Fort Scott defense, halting Labette's advance on this drive. Trying to recover, Wyrick, he's going to look to throw, launching another deep ball downfield, but it's caught midair by Fort Scott Shy Kennedy, who makes the interception and swings the momentum. Taking control, Fort Scott's Caden Cannon delivers a precise pass to his guy, Creed Clayton, who runs within 1 yard of the goal line, and that'll set up a touchdown that Fort Scott would score on shortly after. Now this play may feel like deja vu that you're about to see, but Wyrick, he's going to look to throw again. Another pass, and who else would it be? Shy Kennedy intercepting his second pass of the game, picking up significant yards for the Tigers. Later in the game, running back Deontay Fields for Labette. He's going to powerfully charge through the Tigers defense, dashes all the way to the end zone for the house call, securing one of the many touchdowns for the Grizzlies tonight as they go on to dominate and defend home turf, finishing with a 28-7 win. Frontenac, winners in 2 straight games, back at Raider Stadium to battle Parsons. Opening kickoff, Frontenac and Parsons are on each other defensively. This is a defensive battle early on. Raiders' Kaden Mirando makes a catch. He has a strong run before he's taken down by Vikings' Eric Keaton. Frontenac's Luke Snead is about to get the handoff here, and he is tough to bring down. He's going to push through, gaining about 10 yards, getting a first down before the Vikings, a group of them, can bring him down. Parsons' fumble will get them in rocky territory. Andre Ford hopes to find Wyatt Schultz, but it falls incomplete. Strong catch by the Raiders. Caden Mirando that you're about to see here off the punt, but Caden Forbes is right there. Great special teams play to limit him and keep him in his own territory. Raiders hope to gain some ground. A pass from Brogan Smith will find Miranda, who tries to push through, but Jakari Green takes him down. But it's still a first down play for Frontenac. Raiders close to the end zone. They can taste it. Brogan Smith's pass to Miranda rolling out. It is broken up, incomplete. The defense strong as it's scoreless in the first quarter, but Frontenac takes home the homecoming win 28-14. The War Dogs of Miami looking to bounce back after falling on the road a week ago. First possession of the game in Miami is faced with a third down, but junior quarterback Blaze Riley takes matters into his own hands for a big 15-yard gain for the first War Dogs first down here in this play. A couple plays later, Blaze Riley, he'll find his senior tight end Trent Lawson for a 20-yard pass play. Now set up the War Dogs in the red zone. Then Miami takes it all the way down to the 4-yard line. We're on third down again. Riley calling his own number, and he gets in easy for the touchdown. War Dogs take the lead 7-0. Senior running back Stevie Brown of Wagner says not so fast. He's going to break through the line here and outruns every War Dog to the end zone for the house call. Wagner ties it up 7-7 in the first quarter as they spoil Miami's homecoming 48-14. That'll cap off this week's edition of the Four States Friday Night. But as usual, we aren't done quite yet. Press Box coming up in just a few minutes at 10:30 on the Four States CW and streaming on the KOAM Plus app. We'll have all the action from tonight's show and much more, including takeaways and a look ahead to next week. Thanks for watching the Four States Friday Night. We'll see you on Press Box shortly.
Organizations that regularly distribute information about employment opportunities to job applicants or have
Well, it looks like a pretty calm night for us tonight. We'll drop back to about 63 degrees. Let's go a pair of 86s over the weekend. So still warm, still well above average for this time of the year. 80s stick around on Monday and Tuesday, but the difference here is we get some scattered showers, and that cools us down a bit into upper 70s the second half of next week.
Well, don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the Skywatch Weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, free of charge. It's available on the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store, or whatever app store you use, the KOAM Skywatch Weather app. Well, once a feature more common to the southwest parts of the states, the rattlesnake can also be found in the Sunflower State. As Jonah Kahn reports, conditions in Kansas have changed enough that the rattler is on the move once again.
Rattlesnakes typically live in dry areas. However, heavy rainstorms this year are making them search for new dry areas, causing an increase in sightings.
People might see a few more of them, but we don't have a larger number of them.
Two breeds of rattlesnake are typically seen in the area because they like the timber provided in northeast Kansas. If you do see one, like any other animal, you should leave it be. Perhaps admire it from a distance or leave and come back to that spot later. And if you don't see it, you might hear it. Some non-venomous snakes make a similar rattling sound, and if you hear it, leave the snake alone.
Just treat it like you would if it were. Stay safe, stay away from it, leave it alone.
Now, if you do get bit, remain calm and don't try to treat it yourself.
If you know for a fact that it is a rattlesnake that has bitten you, then you just need to get to the hospital right away. That's not one to ignore and hope that it goes away or gets better on its own. You need to get to the hospital right away.
Similarly, if your pet gets bitten by a rattlesnake, rush your pet to the nearest veterinarian. And if you're worried about snakes near your house, mow the grass a little further away than you normally would.
That's been our time for now. Thank you so much for joining us from all of us here at KOAM. Have a great night and a great weekend.